In this video, I'm going to be discussing a new policy that was actually introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria to prevent people from withdrawing money sent to them in foreign currency in that foreign currency. That is, if dollar was sent to you by someone abroad, you will have to withdraw it in Naira, and you cannot also through any IMTO send a foreign currency to another country outside of Nigeria. And if the money that is sent to you is above $200, you will have to receive the money to a bank account. It will not be given to you in cash. So these are the three directives given by the CBN, and I will explain the advantage, the disadvantage, and some other means that you can employ in actually making your transfers, receiving money in foreign currency, and an honest opinion at the end of the video. So currently, the IMTO, when we talk about IMTOs are international money transfer operators, and we have a lot of them in Nigeria, like MoneyGram, RiaMoney, WorldRemit. We have countless numbers of them. So they are the one that actually facilitates money transfer from one country to another, from foreign countries to Nigeria. So people always receive money from their loved ones abroad or from their business partners abroad, and then they go into the bank and then they withdraw this money in the currency that was initiated by whoever is sending the money. But now CBN has given a directive that you cannot withdraw in foreign currency in Nigeria. The money have to be converted into Naira using the official market rate of that particular day. And the CBN is actually doing this in an attempt to actually forestall the falling of the Naira in comparison to other currency. And now I'm going to talk about the positive sides and the negative sides of this policy. So I will first of all talk about the positive side. So the positive side of this policy is that there will be an increased availability of Naira in the official market. The official market is a place where, the exchange, buying and selling of foreign currency take place, with CBN as the active player and other commercial banks as well as an agent and the like. So what often happen in the official market, because Nigeria is not really a producing state, people actually, there are Naira in the official market, but the Naira is actually used in placing demand on the dollar, because Nigeria is not much of a producing state. So many people use this IMTO, they actually use Naira in the official market. They use Naira to buy the dollar, to pay in dollar for whatever it is that they want to buy, because as I've said earlier, we are not a producing state. Even though you might buy your laptop in Naira, the person who eventually bought it to Nigeria in dollars, and when he actually takes your Naira, the Naira you pay to him, whenever I want to use it to restock in his market, is going to use the Naira to also place demand on the dollar. So the eventual place that all this leads to, the ocean that it leads to, is in the ocean of the CBN. The Naira in the official market is often used in placing demand on the Naira, and this is why dollar keeps increasing and Naira keeps falling, because Naira is only placing demand on the dollar. Nobody is placing demand on the Naira, because we are not really producing that much, and so there's no demand for the Naira from foreign entities. But Nigeria Naira is always placing demand on foreign currencies. So right now with this policy, there will be more Naira in the official market, because they've actually caught a large medium where people actually use Naira to place demand on the dollar. And another issue about this is that there will be a reduced foreign exchange pressure on the CBN in the official market and the likes. The CBN would not actually be under any pressure to actually bring in dollar, to touch their foreign reserves. CBN always has a foreign reserve, and when there is more demand on the dollar, they will have to touch these reserves and the likes. And that's why you will always hear that CBN has a backlog. They are trying to clear their backlog and the likes, because there is a high demand for the dollar, and this is why the Naira keeps falling, and the Naira keeps falling and the dollar keeps rising. The third advantage of this policy is that there will be encouragements for domestic production, because people now have to look for means of paying their foreign partners, and CBN is tightening all these holes that people can use. People will now need to look for local resources to actually keep their business flowing, instead of importing some materials and the likes that could be found in Nigeria. Businessmen will actually look for alternatives in businessmen will look for alternative in sourcing for these products that they need for their business locally, and this will actually boost production. And now I will talk about the disadvantage of this policy. And one of the disadvantages of this policy is that there will be reduced remittance inflows. People will be discouraged in sending naira to Nigeria, in sending money to Nigeria, because they won't have the flexibility of using the money that they want the way that they want it. And another disadvantage is that people who are actually, people who are reliant on their foreign partners, such as importers and those receiving imports, it will actually be a really downside for them, because they won't be able to send money in dollars and they won't also be able to receive money in dollar. Let me give you a scenario. For example, you are working for a foreign company. A foreign company is the mother company, and sometimes they do their budget, and maybe they have a program in Nigeria to run, and then they send the money in dollars, and then it's converted to naira. And then being converted to naira, if this policy could not actually stabilize the exchange rate, that the naira keeps falling, then the budget that was allocated to you when it was sent, you may not be able to use the budget to actually finance everything that you need the money to finance. And then you will have to beckon on the mother company again that, oh, this money is not enough, even though you've made your budget, you've made your projections. You will have to say this money is not enough, you have to send again, and this can actually discourage foreign trade investment in Nigeria. It's a big disadvantage. It could actually limit foreign trade investment in Nigeria. That people have to look for alternative means of bringing in dollars, retaining dollars, or sending out dollars. So even if you want to actually send out money to your parent company, it is not possible to do that right now with the IMTOs, because they've also cancelled the outbound transfer. So that is the policy that's actually been introduced by the CBN. And in my own honest opinion, I think one of the things that are actually contributing to the fast falling of the naira is not really of course, we are not a production state in Nigeria. We are not really producing, we are not really placing demand on the naira. But of course, corruption as well is actually something that actually complicating this issue of the falling of the naira, because there are rumors, let me call it a rumor for safety, there are rumors of politicians who actually stock dollars in their house, put it under their bed, put it in house and not touching it, and all those kind of things. So this actually has put a lot of pressure as well on the dollar. So corruption as well actually contributes largely to this. Politicians who open for offshore accounts and the likes keep putting dollars into the accounts and the likes, and then when these things have to be mitigated, the wider public, we have to be beckoned upon to actually bear the brunt of it. So corruption does not actually lift any nation. So corruption is a major contributing factor to this, which the government is not really addressing right now. And now, aside from the IMTOs, you can still send and receive money in dollars. IMTO is not the only measure for receiving and sending money. You can actually receive money from your DOM account. You can also use export proceeds repatriation. You can also use foreign direct investment, FDI. And for sending dollars as well, you can use letter of credit. You can use an offshore account, like an international account. And you can also use trade finance solutions. Some banks also offer some trade finance solution like pre-export financing and the likes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all I want to share with you in this video. This is Entrepreneur Hub, where I share everything that an entrepreneur needs to know: the market, the finance, building skills, developing skills, and the likes. So hopefully see you in subsequent videos. Kindly like this video, subscribe to this channel, and see you next time.